Hello, and welcome back to Online Occult. Today I'd like to talk about something a little different. I believe everybody has some piece of media that they saw when they were young that inordinately scared them. Something they remember for the rest of their lives. It could be a scene from a movie your parents told you not to watch, a page from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, or, if you're around my age, low-resolution YouTube videos from 10 to 15 years ago. So today, I'll be talking about videos that I saw as a kid that scared me, along with some that my friends suggested, mostly because I've been in a nostalgic mood. This video is very obscure by modern standards, with less than 1 million views over 10 years, but it's one of the first videos I remember genuinely unsettling me. It depicts a large insect-like creature climbing the walls of a Russian apartment building and disappearing over the roof. To this day, I find its strange, methodical movements slightly unnerving, despite the creature very obviously being CG. While looking up this video again, I found a few others with the same creature that I actually don't remember seeing originally. These ones show it climbing the same or similar buildings at night, and look slightly more realistic in my opinion, though the original remains the creepiest to me. I vaguely remember this video receiving coverage by Scare Theater, although I can no longer find the video where he talks about it. While not a YouTube video, I would be remiss to not talk about maybe the single first piece of actual horror media I ever saw. Lost Tapes was a show on Animal Planet that aired from 2008 to 2010 and was presented as found footage style documentaries about cryptids. This was part of a weird trend on early 2010s Animal Planet where they would make fake documentaries about things like the megalodon, mermaids, and dragons, presenting them as if they were real and definitely scaring a lot of children. The first episode of Lost Tapes I watched was entitled Death Raptor and was about a vicious humanoid owl terrorizing California. I would have been about 5 at the time this was airing, and I had a bad habit of waking up in the middle of the night and turning on the TV at that age. A habit this show would very quickly put a stop to. Looking back on it, the acting, editing, and every part of the production is very cheesy.
Oh, this is not right.
You getting that?
Yeah, I got it.
Peter and Jolene turned their findings over to local authorities as potential evidence of a crime.
I believe that all these things will one day be explained by laws of science. They are just laws of science we don't know yet.
It was a demon.
Well, what makes you say that?
It's coming back to stop you.
But I can probably thank this show for getting me interested in cryptids and horror in the first place. Possibly in Michigan is one of my favorite videos ever made, and something that I find slightly scary to this very day. Interestingly, it feels exactly like a lot of modern internet horror, despite being made in 1983, and somehow felt contemporary to internet horror when I watched it about 10 years ago as well. The video makes great use of the uncanny valley and has a weird dreamlike aura. The characters talk with a strange cadence and say things in unconventional ways.
Her friend Janice was cut from the same mold. They even liked the same perfume.
Smells like Mother's crazy sister Kate. Oh, you think so? Yeah, I do. Well, she put her poodle one time in a microwave oven. To eat it? Yeah, to eat it? Oh no.
Everything just feels off, despite the intro being relatively normal. And then of course there's Arthur, a near constant presence in the background. He stalks the two women wearing a warped mannequin head with a gaping mouth and vacant expression. Something about the way he just stands there, never speaking and constantly following, is still super creepy to me even now. I have a lot I could say about Possibly in Michigan because it's so ahead of its time, but I might have to save that for another video. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend that you do. It's easily one of my favorite horror videos ever made. It's hard to believe, but Don't Hug Me I'm Scared is over 12 years old now. This series quickly cemented itself as a classic of internet horror because of its unique premise and incredible production value, especially considering it came out in 2011. I personally have always found this series more charming than scary, but there is one episode that I've never quite been able to get over. Like every episode, episode 5 starts out innocent enough, with our characters learning about the food groups and how to eat healthy.
Food groups can easily be sorted using the simple health shape. Choosing normal, plain-looking food such as bread, cream, white sauce, and aspic keep the body ticking over just nicely. Isn't that right?
Following the formula of the show, things slowly become more unsettling and wrong over the runtime. Things continue to descend further until the episode ends with the duck character being cut open and eaten alive by a giant can, and a smash cut to the yellow guy sitting in a dark kitchen stuffed full after eating cans and cans of his friend's innards. To this day, episode 5 remains the only episode of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared that I skip through on rewatches. Something about it continues to be viscerally uncomfortable for me. I Feel Fantastic is a staple of horror content on YouTube, so although it never scared me personally, I feel like it deserves a place on this list. I remember it being revered as one of the scariest videos on old YouTube, and I can definitely see why so many people thought that. The video features a mannequin-like animatronic that sings in a robotic voice and moves in a stiff and uncanny nature. In my opinion, I Feel Fantastic falls in line with things like Daisy Daisy and other early electronic and computer-based concepts that some found scary. Like I mentioned before though, I find things like this more charming and intriguing than scary. This video feels more like a weird passion project than something that's trying to scare you, a sentiment I share even with other videos like There Is Nothing. They just seem more like unconventional art projects than something that's directly trying to scare you. Now, I don't have a profound point or anything to make at the end of this video. I was just in a nostalgic mood, and wanted to talk about some of the videos that scared me and some of my friends when we were young. Speaking for myself, I can definitely say that I wouldn't be the person I am today without having seen some of these videos. I owe my lifelong interest in cryptids and mysteries to these creators, and in many ways, they've inspired me to make videos myself. I hope that you've enjoyed this nostalgic retrospective on some classic internet horror, and I'd love to hear about any videos that scared you in the comments, maybe even for a sequel to this video. Thank you for watching, and consider subscribing for more videos like this.